Hello and welcome to Veggie Patch Idea, and today it is all about what we are sowing and growing in August, and we're focusing more on the sowing today. And this little fella, yep, you know we're cracking out those Asian greens, so hold tight. Right, let's catch you up with what's been going on. So we've got some lettuce on the go, and this is what I sowed last month. So this is sort of 1 month's growth of lettuce seedlings. So by September we hope to have this again going in the ground. So first of all we'll be sowing lettuce, and generally I do a red lettuce mix, and this is simply, it helps with slug control because slugs don't really eat the red as much as the green. However, I'm loving my green lettuce at the minute, so I am doing a free variety of green salad mix lettuce, and that has gone in over here, so we've pre-sowed that one already. So that's the lettuce done. And other things that I'm sowing is, well, let's get straight onto the Asian green, shall we? So it's called choi guncho, and there's a separate video on this if you want to watch it, but essentially it's a very fast crop. It can get in and out of ground really well, beautiful green leaves, and I'm doubling down on this. So what I've done, I've got a tray here that I sowed a few days ago, and I'm going to sow some more, and then again in a month's time I'm going to sow more again. So get a few in your hand, and just a couple per cell, that's all you need. And that'll do us. Now with this, it's a very, very green leaf, so think spinach. Lovely flavour to it, great in soups. So just a very light sprinkle over the top, because you should be covering the seeds for the same depth the seeds are wide. So these are like 1 millimetre, so just a covering, and we'll put that over there for watering. And we'll be sticking a label on that in a minute as well. Right, so lettuce is done. I will also be doing some curly kale. Now this is it. This is, I would say, around a month old. So that's what you can expect in September. And that'll be perfect for going in the ground. Once this establishes, gets a little bit bigger, it will be bulletproof to the weather. So bear that in mind. And it's not going to bolt this time of year either. So do yourself a sowing of curly kale. And if you're planning ahead into the autumn and in over winter, whatever you sow now over the next couple of months are very, very crucial, because anything after September, November time, you've lost the light, you won't get the growth. So establish it now and it will go all through winter. So if you do anything, sow these, sow your curly kales. So that's that one, and I have 2 of those ready to go. So that's what I've done, and I'm also going to be doubling down on rhubarb chard as well, and it's exactly the same principle. With rhubarb chard, sow it now. Makes a very young plant, takes a while to get established, but once it does, it'll just keep on going and going. And this is what I can put into the polytunnel after my tomatoes have finished. And with my tomatoes, they're absolutely beautiful, nice beefsteak tomatoes. I'll try and get a picture of one, but they're huge, they're bonkers. Summer wise and weather wise here, We've been in a drought for at least 5 weeks with no rain. The lawn is yellow. And strange things have happened. We're on we're on clay, and the base of the greenhouse is fully concrete, and it was here before I got here, so don't get going at me with my concreting. Essentially the clay is drying right out. It's no rain forever, right? What's happened? The base has slumped a little bit, bent these bars, and the windows have come out of alignment. So basically my whole greenhouse is doing a bit of a landslide over there. It's not good, but what can you do? Anyway, they're my problems. Right, so rhubarb chard, has that happened to you, by the way? I'd love to know. So this one, we don't need to sprinkle it over the top because seeds are big. We can just push them down. Give them a water in and they will find their own way home. So they'll find their own way up. So that's those two. And the next one, don't waste compost, Glenn. The next one is, let's stick to the Asian greens. This one is Chinese cabbage. So you get loads in this packet, and what this one will do, it will start its life in this huge container, okay, really solid things, and I'll prick them out. They don't really like being moved, but I want to get them started off in here simply because it is slug bait. So if there are any remaining slugs after this humongous dry spell, they will find it and they will destroy it. So I'm going to grow it in the greenhouse first, monitor the temperature, get it up and going, and once they are decent sized plugs, they can go out in the garden. And I'll probably put them in one of my shadier beds as well. So that is the Chinese cabbage. And again, I'll do a succession now and then a succession once these have germinated in a couple of weeks. And of course, to go alongside your beautiful lettuce is rocket. This, do I have some? Yes. Here's some I've sown earlier, just gone in. So what this will do, it will grow really fast and it gives you that fast crop. It's a spicy taste. Put it with your salads with a few cherry tomatoes and you are absolutely in heaven. Right, so that's that done. White spring onions always goes well with salad crops. However, if it's warm, you do struggle to germinate these this time of year. I don't know why. It's optimal, temperatures, everything, light, perfect, but they just don't like germinating. I've got one set that have germinated and one that hasn't. So I'll be sowing these at some point as well. Something else you can also sow is radish. Of course, radish is the fast crop, goes in the ground, comes back out within a month or so. So you could go for a long white radish if we're on an Asian theme. That's a beautiful one as well. Something a bit different as well. Peppery taste. And then, of course, we can move on to the carrots. And that's outside. And we are harvesting the first carrot bed, so this can go in. Now on to a bit of outdoor sowing, and it's a beautiful bed of carrots. We have one over there and it's being harvested now. So it's time to do another row. And what I'm going for is Charisma. This is a faster maturing variety. So sow in August the 1st, and this should be ready for around the middle to the end of October. What I've done, I've given myself some nice even rows with just a normal stick, an inch by an inch by an inch, and these are around 15 centimeters apart, around 6 inches apart, and they're just lovely and straight. The reason I do this is when I sow into the drill, I can tell where the weeds are and the weeds aren't. So let's let's finish off marking them and sow thinly. But with carrot seeds you do get a lot, so make sure you fill the runs, and it's just a simple case of spreading nice and evenly all the way down. With carrots you can thin them out, I tend not to. But if you do have a very thick clump, definitely give those a bit of a spacing. And it's as simple as that. So this is a job we can do on the allotment as well, because we'll have plenty of spare ground this time of year. And then two of my absolute favourites. So we have, this was a nemesis for a long time, pak choi. And if you watch the channel regularly, you know this is my new pet project. I just want to be the best pak choi grower I can possibly be. So we're starting early and we're going to have so many experiments with this boy. But again, it's in a big tub. I'll grow them up and then put these out into a shadier spot into the garden. So this is white stemmed pak choi. And if you're wondering what tubs I use, they're not from a garden centre, they're actually from IKEA. They're children's storage tubs. So they're very solid, you can move them around and they're just perfect. Right, so that's that. I'm also sowing. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what we got. Last but not least, no, second but last, spinach. This will go, it's still a bit warm here and we are in for another heat wave. So I'm going to pause this for another couple of weeks and then sow a bit of spinach. Hopefully the temperatures will be on their way down and that will help us growing. And the only other one is, which I'm doubling down on, so here's a spare tray, is Chinese broccoli, and it's called Kale kimchi. I love this vegetable. It is a perfect green. The leaves are crazy. When you hit it with a hose, they look kind of funny. No water can go anywhere near the leaves. They're like the ultimate in waterproofing. So it's just funny to grow it for that reason. So what I'll do, grow it in plugs, I'll prick them out and then I'll grow it on, and this will probably go into a polytunnel and out in the ground. And it's strange having such, hang on, now it's strange having such a long dry summer, and if this is what we're going to get used to, we're going to change the way we're going to be gardening as well. So what I've noticed is all outdoor tomatoes have done much better than greenhouse tomatoes. So next year I may try, wait for it, beefsteak tomatoes outdoors. The simple reason is, if we are changing our summers, it may just be good to double down and just try some outdoors, and we'll just get a better harvest, and we'll just tweak the way we do things around the weather and around the changing climate. So even things like the cherry tomatoes have done far better outside the greenhouse than inside the greenhouse. Everything's done better outdoors, and inside the greenhouse has been a bit desolate. And I've only bought, well, the chilies have been in here, but all these seedlings we've just started this week. So it's a weird one. It's just been so hot. If it can bend metal and crack a floor, what's that say about your plants? So let's cover that over, me waffling on again. So that's a Chinese broccoli, Kale kimchi. and that will go on there. And that appears to be all my sowings for August. What else do we have going? The things that are doing really well are the carrots, the baby pumpkins that we're growing, so the little squashes, they're looking absolutely fantastic. Always courgettes, they're bulletproof. And things like this, I haven't ate one, but these were the container grown little aubergines. I'm not sure what size they should get to, but that is like a little hand grenade of juiciness. So I'll be trying one of those, and I'll let you know how we get on. But apart from that, have a great weekend, enjoy the rest of the summer, and we'll see you on the next one.